Hello everyone, I'm Nelson Bird and this is Back to Batoche 2010 125th Anniversary Celebrations. It is the year of the Métis and this is also one of the largest gatherings of Métis people ever, and we're taking you there. We have everything from sports to rodeo to dancing to music and much more than that. But coming up after the break, Creeson Agecoutaty has a story for you.
Welcome back to Batoche 2010. Celebrations have been taking place here for dozens of years, and most people know the event for its music and dancing, and it is here. And that's where we'll begin.
And what is a huge celebration at Batoche without some fiddle music and jigging? Every year the jigging competition takes place, and many dancers young and old give it their best. This is just one of the many events that attracts thousands.
The coming together of all these people, all nations, everybody. That's what brings me coming back. I've been coming here for 30, 40 years, haven't missed a year.
Oh, joy and life and experience, and just like coming here, period. It's nice and peaceful.
Batoche is located an hour northeast of Saskatoon, and this year is extra special. The provincial government proclaimed it the Year of the Métis because it is the 125th anniversary of the Riel Resistance, the perfect opportunity to celebrate and catch up with everyone.
The whole nation, you know, Métis from North Dakota reconnecting with their cousins from Saskatchewan, Ontario with BC, even Quebec Métis people coming here and saying hello and saying, yes, those are my relations.
Grant Armstrong lives and breathes the Métis lifestyle.
Check the meat.
He traveled from British Columbia to show off his private exhibit, which includes antique items he collected over the years.
It's hard to get a really good hide.
Armstrong was even adopted into the Métis Society by the people of Turtle Mountain, Manitoba, for his efforts in keeping Métis history alive.
Some of them remember their parents, or certainly their grandparents, if they were alive at that time, living that lifestyle, and that maybe they played a very small part in it as a child, but it's gone and it's lost, and they're very pleased to see that someone is trying to relive it and portray it.
And just up the hill, these buildings hold more Métis memorabilia. The pavilions house thousands of artifacts. But if exhibits and music are not your thing, there were other events. A slow pitch tournament attracted some of the province's best.
I like going to that tent over there and watching my dad play baseball games here.
Down the road, a championship rodeo drew in huge crowds. There was everything from cowgirls barrel racing to the popular and dangerous bull riding. Organizers estimate over $360,000 went towards expanding the Batoche grounds. This is the view from the roof of the arbor. It's clear that crowds were much bigger than in years past. Under the roof, old-time favorites, Alphonse and Ernestine, entertained the audience.
2 times we're gonna do our ceremonies because we're so much in love, and
generations of renowned Métis people attended this year's festivities, and a few of them took time to honor their families. One of the tributes was to Gabriel Dumont. Several of his ancestors kicked up their heels to a square dance, Bruce Dumont among them. He is a great-grandnephew of Gabriel Dumont, and like his great-uncle, he is also a leader.
It's something I've wanted to do for years. I've been coming here for years, and finally this year we got enough of our own family here to do this, and you know, they were so proud.
Times this sound by 800, and what do you get? You get an attempt at a Guinness World Record-breaking wooden spoon play-along.
Jigging was not the only thing you could take part in at Batoche. Hundreds of people signed a waiver form to set a new world record. They were trying to beat the current record holders from China.
You need at least 889 to be in the record, so go grab your cousins.
However, a few practice sessions were needed.
Hey, all you campers out there, put your drinks down that you're not supposed to have in here, and come on over.
Basically what it was is it was a collaboration of over 800 people that got together with wooden spoons. Now what they had to do, it wasn't a matter of length, how long you play it, it had to be that many people plus.
Donnie Peranto led the way with a song called Big John McNeil. Everyone played spoons for nearly 10 minutes.
Good celebration for the Métis, the 125th anniversary here. That's one of the things. I hope we made it the world record.
To me, we broke a record. I mean, it's absolutely amazing this many people being all a part of one thing, all at once. So when you can get that many people together doing just one thing and focusing so hard to do it, and the reason behind it, and this year being the year of the Métis, it couldn't be better. You know, it's just a fantastic feeling.
And with so many people playing spoons all at once, something was bound to happen.
I guess I got a little too excited. I was just getting into the music and I was banging it too hard, and I didn't know until after that actually a piece went flying.
A few wooden spoons may have been broken, but unfortunately a new world record wasn't. They were 31 spoons short of beating the current record holders. Maybe next year. The new stage setup attracted many performers. There was the Métis Beatles. The award-winning Asham Stompers wowed the crowd, making the little ones tap their feet too. But the highlight of Saturday night was country music star Michelle Wright.
And I love fiddles, and I'm, you know, got a little two-stepper myself, so hearing all the dancing going on and seeing it is wonderful.
And everyone wondered if Michelle was in fact a Métis. We asked for ourselves.
It's quite a proud place to imagine that I might come from, is to have some native blood in me. I think it makes it a very unique and very special, and I think it gives, I don't know, there's a sense of pride there.
There was one low point at this year's event. Louis Riel's sword went missing from one of the pavilions. The 2.5-foot sword was taken from its display table, upsetting everyone.
The significance to Métis people is unmeasurable. It's, you know, I had little grannies in here sobbing, and people wanting to, you know, donate to the reward, and I'm actually welling up right now.
To the relief of many, it was later located and returned to its rightful owner. Everyone agrees that Back to Batoche Days was a huge success. Métis leader Robert Doucette sees this year's event as another milestone for the Métis Nation.
3 years ago, we were $2 million in debt. This land had a $26,000 lien against it from the RM. Now all of that is gone. We've had over $1 million in capital development here. Fastest growing population in Canada is the Métis in Saskatchewan.
This man is the reason why thousands of Métis people gather every year. In 1885, this is where the historical 4-day Battle of Batoche took place. The Métis town was eventually captured by Canada's forces, and Louis Riel surrendered. Most people here view Louis Riel as a hero, but not all Canadians agree.
Some people saw him as a mystique. Some people saw him as intellectual. Some call him a crazy mind. We are all a little bit crazy if we scratch the surface. Riel was no different. But the characteristic trait of Riel is that he carried all these oppositions within him in the name of his people, and he died for them.
You know, it's all good. Métis people are so strong in their belief and in themselves. Doesn't matter what people call us. Half-breed, raw brûlé, Métis, burnt stick people. We're Métis, we're on the rise, and it's a people that's once again proud to say they're Métis.
Whatever the term used to describe Métis people, it is obvious there is a true sense of unity here. And if you want to learn more about Métis culture, stick around because Nelson gets in on the action.
2010, it's now time to get specific on Métis culture, and what better way than to learn about the Métis Sash. I'm joined now by Faye Maurice. Faye is from
Saskatoon.
Welcome to Indigenous Circle and welcome to Back to Batoche.
Well, merci.
So tell us a little bit about the sash. You know, it's more than just a scarf-looking belt. There is a story behind it, and there is a use for it.
You betcha. The sash is such a it never started off being Métis, that's for sure, but because we took it and used it in so many parts of our life, it soon became recognizable and known as a Métis sash.
Well, people see it and they think that, of course, but they also, some know that there's uses for it. It's not just to wear.
It's not just a piece of clothing.
Give me some examples.
Oh, it was used as a rope. It was used as a calendar. It was used to maybe count pelts. It was used as a bridle, as a harness.
It's still an important symbol, and I think it's
the
time that I put it on now. And
well,
I'll let you hold this. I'll let you hold that, and I will I will do my
Now,
best. to
are
put
you
it
are
on.
you a married man or are you single?
I'm married, so
You're
what
married?
does it matter which side I
Well,
put
we
it
have
on?
a little bit of Métis humor here,
Okay.
and so we would say that if you're tucking,
Yeah.
tie it on this side.
Okay.
If you're looking, you'd tie it over on the other side. When you get on the dance floor, it just makes things a little easier.
Okay. That's just like
So-
the wedding rings on this side.
Yes.
The
And
knots on this side.
You betcha.
Makes perfect sense.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
And your fringes, some people like them lower, higher, and different colors may represent different families,
Oh, yes,
like
of
the
course.
tartan, of course. So, but this is one of the most recognizable patterns, of course.
Well, thank
I
you.
finger weave. This
Yeah.
is loom weaving.
Well,
so
that's what we're going to learn next. We're going to learn how to loom weave. And
Loom
there's a
weave.
person here who does that, and we thank you once
Wow.
again, Faye.
I appreciate it.
Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you.
Faye. And now
Merci.
we go from the sash to how it's made. Let's go. Well, I got the sash, and now let's find out how they're made. I'm joined now by Mary Conway. Mary, where are you from?
From the Turtle Mountain in Manitoba.
So what do we got here?
This is an Incold's loom. It came from the Scandinavian countries. And it's a way that they made sashes in the old days when the Scotch people had sheep. They would shear the sheep, spin it into wool, and then make it into a sash on this Incold's loom. They would dye theirs according to the plants and things they had handy, but we just have modern wool and have them bright and vibrant. And everything on the sash has a meaning. This is for the Métis Nation, for the lifeblood of the Métis Nation, and the black is for the dark period. The white is for the snow and the east color, and blue for the sky. And this is the person's own personal life.
So how do you do it? What do you do with this machine?
This thing, you put about 166 strings on it, and then you just go back and forth on it. If you go like this and tighten them up so that you can see the design in it, and then put your shuttle through it like this and keep it tight. And then the hardest part is to keep this line nice and straight. You have to make sure that you just don't pull it too tight or leave it too loose, or you'll have either a hollow or a bump on it. 4 times will make an inch. And you just keep going around and around, and pretty soon you're done.
So 4 times taken. How long would it take you to make a complete
The whole
sash?
sash will take me about a week. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate you showing us how to do this today.
Thank you.
There we learned about sash making. I'm wearing the sash. Now I think we should learn the Michif language, or at least get a quick lesson. Let's go. And what would culture be without language? Michif is a language that's unique to Métis people, and I'm joined now by Norman Fleury. Norman, tell me where you're from.
I'm from Verdun, Manitoba, but I was born and raised in St. Lazare, Manitoba.
Right on. So I guess let's get right into it. What is Michif language?
Michif, traditionally, when I spoke Michif, we never asked that question because it was a family language, it was a ceremonial language, it was a commercial language. But since the linguists got into asking what Michif was, we started to analyze, we started to evaluate what our language was. And Michif, from a linguistics point of view, is made up of 2 languages. And those languages are predominantly French and Cree, with a flavor of English and some flavor of Ojibwe or Soto or Chippewa.
So let's give me a little lesson on some of the language some of the Michif language, some of the words that people would use.
Well, first of all, if you're going to meet people, you'd say Tanshikia, and that
Tanshikia.
Yeah, and that's how are you. And if you were going to answer the question, you might say Kwayesh, and it means it's the same, or Nimananda, which I'm not feeling too bad.
I recognize that similar to Cree.
Well, actually, and it's actually the Plains Cree dialect. Okay. So we use the Plains Cree dialect in our language.
Give me some words that I could pick up on and try and say.
Okay, if you were going to talk about table manners, you'd say la table,
la
chaise,
le
sel,
Le sel.
Le poivre.
Le poivre.
Les patates.
Les patates.
La viande.
La viande.
Nisochem.
Nisochem.
And that's food.
And what about please and thank you?
Merci, s'il vous plaît, is what we'd say. But then if we were going to talk with action words, I'd say Tanshe Shnichkashoyen means what's your name?
Say that again.
Tanshe Shnichkashoyen.
Tanshe Shnichkashoyen.
Yeah, Shnichkashoyen. Pretty close. That's pretty good. Yeah.
And Batoche is there's a sign up there that says the gathering place, or is something like that line. There's a sign that says something. What does that say?
Ita Kanakshkatochik Limichif, where the Michif people meet, is what the sign says.
That's very good. Thank you so much, Norman. That's a great lesson in the Michif language. I sure appreciate that.
Merci.
Merci. Merci. Merci. Merci. Well, we learned a little about the language. Now let's get to some of the roots of Métis culture. And what could that mean? Fiddle music. Of course, Batoche isn't complete without a fiddle or two, and there's actually probably hundreds here, and fiddle players too. And I'm joined now by, what's your name?
James Steele.
James Steele, from where?
Saskatoon.
Right on, James. And how long have you been playing fiddle?
About 10 years.
Right on. And what's it like playing here at Batoche?
Oh, it's great. The people are good prize money. It's good judges. It's fun.
And so, give me a quick little lesson on something basic that we could learn together here.
Basic tune? Well, there's a tune called Jacket Trimmed in Blue.
Okay.
It's a Métis tune. It goes like this.
Wow. I was thinking something a little bit, that was
Even
great.
simpler?
Simpler. Something that I could pick up. What's something that I could just pick up and try, like ABC of something, but that was great. That was awesome.
Okay, here's a simpler one.
Okay, can I try?
Sure.
I'll let you hold that for me. You probably have to give me some pointers on the...
All right, so we start on the D string.
Which is what?
This one. So we start open D string, and then just let your fingers go 1, 2, 3.
Not a single lesson.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, I can... Okay, that's the open D? What do you mean when you say
Yeah,
open D?
Open D, and then the first finger down, and then second. Takes a little bit of work.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really impressed how you play. I know
Yeah.
you're not impressed how
Well,
I
with
play.
a little bit of editing, you'll sound just as good.
Yeah. I'll put your hands on we'll edit it together so it looks like I'm playing,
Okay.
but not really. But thanks for joining us. It's a great job. You're doing really well here.
Thank you.
And well, now that I learned how to play fiddle, sort of, but James knows how really well, I think it's time I learned how to jig. Join us. Well, we just learned about fiddling, and as you found out, I'm not that great at fiddling yet. But we're also joined now by John Arcan, the world champion fiddler, and we're going to learn how to jig now from one of Saskatchewan's best jiggers, Warren Eisbister.
Thank you.
And Warren, show us how to jig.
Okay, there's actually three steps, okay? First step, it's 3 steps, so it's going to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now, your first step, you're going to add a kick. So go kick, 2, 3, kick, 2, 3, kick, 2, 3, kick, 2, 3. Now with the kick, you add a hop. That's hop, 2, 3, hop, 2, 3, hop, 2, 3, hop, 2, 3, hop, 2, 3. So then it gets faster and faster. So those
It's easier than it looks. I mean, it's harder than it looks.
It's you just build on those foundations, yeah. And then you just keep time with the music.
Okay. Well, let's just go through before we get the music. Let's try that again.
Okay.
Explain it to us again.
Okay. So we're gonna start with our left foot with 3 steps. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now kick 2, 3. Kick 2, 3. Kick 2, 3. Kick 2, 3. Now we're gonna add the hop. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3.
Okay, let's try to some music now. John, let's give us a little bit of the Red River Jig.
Okay, now go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's do that.
Okay, are we ready?
I think we're ready.
I'll tell you guys what to do. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kick 2, 3. Kick 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Hop 2, 3. Okay, now the music changes. You have to go up down. Do a fancy step. There you go. Okay, now go back to basic. And that's how you do it.
Wow.
Good job, guys.
That was a workout in itself.
We need practice, but we're going to practice. I promise we're going to practice. And next year at Batoche, we'll be back and we'll be jigging up a storm.
Right on.
I'm hoping, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, there we learned a lot about Métis culture, fiddling, music, language, and of course the sash. We'll be back right after these messages.
It is a somber moment. Walkers commemorate the end of week-long celebrations at Batoche.
This procession is only symbolic of the long trek we have to go in affirming ourselves as a people and as a nation. The important issue here is to, as we walk, that we live the history, but we also affirm it today. We affirm our nationhood. We affirm who we've been in the past.
Dignitaries, event organizers, and the public take part.
It's all a Batoche. It's the bell, it's the flag, it's the people. You know, they're all inextricably linked to a great people and a great nation.
The walk concludes at the historic cemetery in Batoche. Participants pay their respects to 9 Métis soldiers buried here. All died in the Battle of Batoche in 1885.
We are honoring them for the vision that they had, for the vision that they gave us, and that we want to keep alive today. Out of these bones, out of these ashes, will rise a new vision, will rise a new nation, will rise a new people, will rise young people today who will affirm themselves a nation too.
Well, the week-long celebrations have come to an end, and as you've just seen, the procession to the historic site and cemetery was a spiritual way to cap off the event.
And I don't know about you, Nelson, but I thought it was a fun-filled and incredible event.
I couldn't agree more, and I look forward to coming back to Batoche.
I'm Creeson Agecoutaty.
And I'm Nelson Bird, and we close tonight with some more sights and sounds of Back to Batoche 2010.
Have a good night.
Grandma, Don Plutt, and Jacob Harris. Ashley Campbell, Patrick McKay, English First Nations. I'm Arnold Asham. Thank you guys.